Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, here with our top queer news stories from today. So our leading story for today is about a new hashtag called Letters for Trans Kids. It was founded by Ina Freed to give trans youth some hope during these times. People are writing letters. It's beautiful, y'all. Go check it out. Now, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you remember I reported on Jorge Diaz Johnson back in January because he was murdered and left in a landfill. Well, he was a huge reason why marriage equality happened in Florida, and they found out it was his roommate who killed him. And our last story for today is about Pablo Vittar, a drag queen out of Brazil who made history by being the first queen to grace the stage of Coachella. She worked it, honey. Now, if you enjoyed these stories and want to hear more, tune in to the Queer News Podcast every day on your favorite podcasting apps. We are Queer News done right.
I hope you enjoyed our preview to our next guest for the CWACM interview series with Anna DeShawn.
All right, hello, CWACM. I am here with Anna DeShawn, and I'm excited about this interview because we were just discussing about how we cross paths all the time, but in some ways don't ever get to share space. And so even though we're in virtual space, I'm excited to be able to share space with you. So we'll just start. Part of what we're doing is we're highlighting folks in the community who are stirring things up, doing work, and we wanted to present that to the broader CWACM community. And so welcome to our newsletter. Welcome to our website. It's good to be on with you. So go ahead and tell me who you are, name, pronouns, and a little bit about the work that you do.
100%. It is so good to be with you. It's so good to be with my CWACM fam. It's been a long time. Never left you without a dope beat to step to. That's, I don't know. I'm Anna DeShawn. Pronouns, anything respectful. Located at the moment on the south side of Chicago. And it feels great to be here and reconnect. I always get the emails. I feel like I kind of know what's always going on. And so I'm excited to share like the work that I've been doing now. Because goodness, when I think about when I was first introduced to the movement, it was over a decade ago at this point, I think. So lots of things have changed. Some things have stayed the same. So I'm excited to talk a little bit more about the work and what's keeping me busy these days.
Well, thank you for being here. Thanks for coming back on and basically telling us about the progress. So tell me more. Tell me more about what you're doing.
Yeah, so last year I quit my job. So last year I quit corporate and I said, I'm stepping out on faith to do what I feel like I've been called to do. And so I think many folks know about the work with E3 Radio because goodness, it had to be 9 years ago that we did the My God Is Not a Bully project in partnership with the movement. And I've just never let the radio station go. It's always been a passion project. It's been something I love around telling the stories and playing the music that deserves to be heard, especially from folks living at the intersections of what it means to be Black, brown, and queer out here in the world. And today, the radio station, we're on 24/7, 365. I don't care where you're located. We're online. You can tune in. Please tune in. Love. Goodness knows we need listenership. Okay. So you can tune in at e3radio.fm. And we are streaming queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation. And as some of you may know, that's taken on a lot of different forms over the years. That's looked like shows, that's looked like music, it looks like concerts. Today, it looks like music. There will be concerts coming out of this pancake we've been in for the last couple of years. And it's also looking like a podcast today. And so I host a daily podcast called Queer News. So it's just what you think it is, but it's me hosting it, bringing my flavor and talking about issues around culture, race, culture, entertainment, and politics at the intersections of race and sexuality. And so I drop 3 stories every day that I think are worth us knowing about and putting my own spin on it and keeping it quick. So it's 7 minutes, 5 days a week. And I've been getting a lot of joy out of it. We started at the end of November. I believe we're nearing 10,000 downloads in the last few months, and it's exciting that people are taking to it. So that's keeping me busy on one side of the world with the radio station, and then at the same time we've been building an app experience, a hub for music and podcasts by BIPOC and QT Pop creatives called the Cube. That's QUBE, and I'm excited about that work because I feel like the same erasure that I was seeing about Black LGBTQ folks, brown LGBTQ folks, and their stories not being told or their music not being played, is the same thing I'm seeing happening in podcasting. And podcasting as a medium is soaring. Audio is booming right now. And I think we have an opportunity to shape how we want that to look. And I think we have responsibilities to create the change we want to see in the world. And I think we all do that in our own ways. And my way is building platforms. I don't know why that's my way, but that's my way. And so the Cube is the next platform that we're building. I'm excited about it. It was an idea we had about 4 years ago, and we're getting closer and closer every day to dropping the app into the world. But I'm excited about what it's doing. I'm excited about amplifying Black and brown voices in the podcasting space. I'm excited about centering them the way that they deserve to be centered. And it's just amazing content out here. I'll let you ask one question. I can talk about this all day.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
even as you're talking, the thing that I love about it, well, one is that, so I follow you on social media. I'm always trying to figure out stuff. But the thing I've loved about watching and following you is that, for me as someone who's new to Chicago, for me as someone who really hasn't even been out and queer for that long, that you have always, the stuff you do keeps me connected to, especially what's going on in Chicago. Like, okay, what's happened with queer BIPOC folks? What do I need to know about? What is the news I need to know about? And so there's always that way that you keeping the folk connected, even if you don't even know you're doing that. So that has been a gift to me. But two, I'm so excited about the Cube. That's what it's called, right? The Cube. Because yes, I'm always looking for podcasts. I feel like I'm always like, okay, where are the BIPOC queer folks? What are they saying? What are they doing? And trying to mine. And then sometimes you'll get it and they're on for a little bit and they're gone. And so it seems like it keeps that cycle going of here's the need and how do I go in and fill that. So that's the thing I love about you as a visionary, you as a business person, you as someone who is like getting things out there, because we need it. We need it so much. So is there I don't know, should I ask about when that's coming, or is it just like it's in the future?
You can. And thank you. I appreciate that. It feels good to hear that. Thank you. I'm glad I can be that in the world. Yeah, you can ask. And so we are development is something, unlike many other things. And so let me tell you, it looked great. Okay. In the mock-ups, like where we're at right now, it's sexy. Okay. It is definitely centering us, but I can't tell you a date at this moment. I want to say Q2, but I feel like it could be Q3. And
because all
the same time, all the things have to be in alignment. And no matter how much my Virgo really wants to hit every single deadline and for people to do and for things to be done in the ways in which we think they should be outlined. I have, over the last, I quit my job in February of 2021. And so over the last 14 months, if I have understood anything, is that I have no control over the how, the when, or the where. My why is clear.
Yep.
I'm very clear about why I'm doing the work, but I have no control over anything else. And so my job is to build, and I believe God is going to put everything together right when it's supposed to be. Yeah. And it's going to be so perfect because I'm manifesting as close to perfection as I can humanly get to. And also, while also feeling a need that is so desperately needs to be filled. So I think a lot of people don't know. So you talk about listening to podcasts and wanting to find your people, right? I don't think people understand 43% of the folks listening to podcasts today identify as BIPOC. 43% who listen. If you go into any app today, you would not believe that to be true.
No.
And the top two apps, of course, are Apple and Spotify. And if you go in there, you would not see that represented. And I think that that's a disservice to the 43% of BIPOC folks listening to podcasts today.
Yeah.
And we can change that. I think we have the power to change that. I recently did a pitch competition to pitch the Cube. Out of 99 folks who made it to the top 10, I didn't make it to the top 5 to pitch on stage. I was in my feelings. It's okay. I'm over it. But one of the feedback was like, I believe there is a need, but I think it should be within another platform. And I thought to myself, would they say that about BET? Should BET just be sitting inside of a CBS on a channel, but like at like 7 o'clock, and that's the only time you see it? Or should Telemundo be like just on like ABC at 2 o'clock in the morning because that's what you think it deserves to
From
be
2
seen?
to 4.
Or
right.
would you say that? So I'm constantly reminded that everybody ain't gonna get it, but it's not for everybody. Right. And I think that I want to make something for people who are, one, looking for discovery of Black and Brown content first. Second, for people who want to support Black and Brown content, right? And see value in the work that we're creating. And so all my job is now like to focus and tell everybody where the need is so we can feel it,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned the panini, and so I just want to get a little bit more into that. How has how has the pancake affected your work? Has it changed any of the things that you've done? How have you had to, I don't know, work in response to that?
Yeah, I mean, all the work I'm doing today is because of this pancake and panini all rolled up into one, because the work I was doing in corporate was in virtual events and webinars. And I ended my career as a customer success manager, so sort of in that sales services position. And all we did was online work, right? And I mean, I was there for like 11 years. I was there before anybody even knew what a webcast was. Like, what are we doing? Why aren't you just talking to me in person, right? And so when COVID hit, there's only a handful of companies that were large enough to manage what was happening. And we were one of those companies. I was at one of those companies. And I felt like they were trying to kill us. Yeah. And I had some of the biggest accounts. I probably had the most successful year on the books for myself in corporate. But I at the same time felt like I was dying because I was managing work, not just in the Americas. I was managing work all around the globe. So I'm up for EMEA, I'm up for APAC, I'm back up for the Americas. And it was just, it was killing me.
You were working 24/7 at that point.
I was working 24/7. Yeah, because virtual allows for that, right? I mean, that's the beauty of being online. Someone's always up somewhere, right? At the same time, my wife got COVID and so did I. And that experience was life-changing because she was hospitalized. She was in a bubble. She was getting breathing treatments. It was scary, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't be there, right? I'm at home and she's there dealing with that. And it was just a life-shifting moment. And so after that all happened and we came through that, and grateful, no lingering effects, grateful she's wonderful. Yeah. It was just like, what am I doing with my time? Like, what is time and how am I spending it? And am I spending it the way that I want to be spending it? Because for years I had thought about leaving my job and stepping out on faith and taking that big leap, but it just was never the right time. It was never felt like I had enough money saved. I never had this. And now it's just like, if I don't do it now, I don't know when I'm going to do it. Because it felt like the world was resetting itself in regards to, you could be off. There was a lot of assistance for student loans. Okay, I'm sitting here as a child of a middle-class family with a lot of student loan debt. So student loans will keep you working. Okay, so I was like, wait,
Yes,
I
it
got
will.
forgiveness on some loans. Like I feel like if I'm gonna do it, it's now.
Yeah.
And so that was the impetus for me. The pancake was for me just saying, like, I'm done with this. Let me
Yeah.
go take the big leap, see what I can make of it. If I can give it everything I got. Because for so many years, people be like, oh, I thought you did E3 radio full time. What do you do for a full-time job? I said, well, I'm grateful. You think
Mhm.
that what I'm doing is full time, but absolutely not. I'm doing nights, weekends, and when I have a moment. And so
Mhm.
I just had to give myself an opportunity. And honestly, I haven't looked back for the last 14
Mhm.
months. I've been blessed. It is not an easy road at all,
Yeah.
but I don't know what the words are, but it's just a divine one at the moment. And I don't see
Mhm.
that changing, but it's divine. It is ordered. I feel called. I feel like there are signs all the time that we're doing the right things and moving in the right ways.
Mhm.
Um, and so all of that feels good, but it's absolutely was the panini, okay, was absolutely a big part of me shifting and being like, it's time to make the big leap, which of course brings us to this moment.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that with me.
Yeah.
Because that, yeah, just the reflecting back and to say that there's so many amazing things happening, but there's also a hardship that you had to go through, and that impact is it's here now, and even if you don't know the continuation of it in the future, but um, yeah, it's real and it's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. We've all had it, right? Like these last two
Mhm.
years, like there's just been an enormous amount of loss.
Mhm.
Um, it's been so much going on in the world in and of itself. And so I spend a lot of time in my prayer corner every morning with my affirmation books and my journals and my
Mhm.
meditation practice because the world is a lot.
Yep.
And so out here trying to do something different is a challenge and it's also an opportunity. But it's also, I got to prepare myself because when I wake up, I just really you don't know how the day is going to go. I have no control over the how. And so I know what I got in mind, but I have no idea what life has in mind. So I feel like I've really tapped into a deeper relationship with God, a deeper relationship with my own faith,
Mhm.
and what it really means to like practice it, like work it out.
Mhm.
It's a muscle,
Mhm.
right? Faith is a muscle, and you have to choose to practice it. Like, how big is your muscle today? Like, is it like Arnold Schwarzenegger big, or you like whole like you need your mustard seed, like but
Right.
you got to keep lifting. It's the same thing. And so I feel like my relationship to God and my faith today is just so much stronger because of the leaps of faith that
Mhm.
I've been taking and the
Mhm.
risks that I've been taking, and saying like I'm just going to trust my faith and see where it leads me. It's just I don't know, it's just a completely different way of living.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. So you've answered this already a little bit with talking about the cube and what's coming up next. And so the question is like, what is the vision for where you will go, and what is the hope for the impact of your work?
Well, my vision is that E3 Radio and the Cube can live on far past me, that the ideas and the missions that they have will permeate other places. So where we can just move past just the visibility part and representation part. Like I feel like we're still trying to get that,
Mhm.
as we're on the heels of like Ketanji Brown Jackson getting right. Like there's still so many
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
moments that are needed, right? So my hope is that it lives past me. My hope is that we can counter all of this right wing grandstanding against folks in our community that have no basis in truth. And I hope our work can, the same time, uplift and empower and like entertain, because we love entertainment too.
Mhm.
Black or brown folks, and especially my queer folks of color, because we deserve it.
Mhm.
We deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. That's good. I'm gonna end on that. The we deserve it, just because that feels like the most real statement um,
Yeah.
that you can say. So, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing what you do. I will, when this newsletter goes out, I will have links to the E3 radio. I'll have all the links to so that people can get connected to you and find more ways. Is there anything that you want us to know as we're ending?
Yes. Couple things. One, I would love for you
Mm-hmm.
to go listen to the Queer News podcast. If you listen to podcasts, even if you don't, check out Queer News podcast. I think you'll really enjoy it. And two, I'd love for you to subscribe to the Cube's newsletter.
Okay.
And so we'll have it in the notes, but I'd love for you to go there, subscribe, stay in touch with us, stay in the know, so you're the first ones to know when the app drops.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
thank you.